Now, OxygenOS is one of my favourite launchers, and the fresh new OnePlus 15 comes packing the latest OxygenOS 16 right out of the box. And it'll be rolling out to older OnePlus phones imminently, bringing a number of upgrades, including some more funky customization options, a boosted gaming mode, extra camera features, and of course obligatory AI shenanigans. So let's have a wee squint at some of the best bits of OxygenOS 16. And by the way, if you've already seen my ColorOS 16 tips and tricks guide, you might get a sudden intense sense of deja vu because it's basically the same bloody launcher. For one, the customization options are basically the same. So if you dive into settings and then head down to home screen, lock screen and style, you've got a variety of what is known as Flux themes to choose from, including all kinds of interactive and animated efforts. You can choose whichever wallpaper you like, including photos that you've shot yourself on the camera. And I really like how the Flux themes blend these photos with the various elements like the time widget to give that sort of 3D effect. You can choose different wallpapers for the lock screen and the home screen, but if you do match them up, then it tends to blend quite seamlessly from one into the other. So from the always on display into that lock screen and then finally into the home screen. Beautiful. But of course the customization goes well beyond the lock screen, the home screen, etc. So for instance, you've now got the ability to change the size of app icons. Just long press on any app icon and then drag it out like so. As you can see, it expands into a proper 4 square effort. You can then choose additional feature shortcuts to fill the remaining holes. So for instance, bit of shorts, search and subscription for YouTube. You can move this anywhere you like and the other app icons will sort of flow all around it. And now say you want to check out your subscriptions feed, you can just tap that bottom right corner and you're straight in there. And you can also resize folders nice and easy as well. Again, just long press and then drag it along so you can make them sausage shapes now, either horizontally or vertically. And in OxygenOS 16, you can also enjoy a separate notifications panel and control center. So you drag down left side for notifications, right side for that control center. But hey, if you're not a fan of that getup, well, no worries, just drag down the control center, tap the triple dot setup right there, and then customize quick settings. And you can see the top option gives you the choice of splitting the notifications and control panel, otherwise you can go classic style, and then you have to drag down twice in order to fully reveal the control center as before. And the control center itself can be fully customized as well. Just tap this wee pencil icon. You can get rid of any widgets and shortcuts that you don't want, and you can slap in some new ones as well by tapping this plus icon up here, shoving in anything that you don't have but you want. And likewise, that apps tray also customizable. You'll notice when you flip it up, the top 2 rows are basically your most used apps, then everything underneath is arranged alphabetically. But you can tap categories up at the top here if you want to switch it up to a more iOS style arrangement for some weird reason. I absolutely abhor this. I much prefer just being able to jump straight to whatever I need based on the name rather than having to hunt around in folders for it. Because after all, generally there are 2 ways of doing things, the good way and the Apple way. And if you once again bounce into the settings and jump into home screen, lock screen and style, there are other UI elements you can customize in here, including that always on display. I really like that seamless vibe I showed you earlier, but you can just basically use your wallpaper as the always on display, again iOS style, if you just can't stop staring at your wallpaper, I guess. If you tap display settings, you can schedule your always on display, so it's only on during the day when you actually need it. And if you scroll down, plenty of classic always on displays, including the super depressing Homeland, which reacts to real life temperature rises by basically killing off an animal's offspring. So they're all alone, sad and lonely. Yay. You can also muck around with the likes of the fingerprint animation by tapping on more. A few different funky options in there. Oh, and a quick tip to improve the general navigation in OxygenOS. In settings, if you scroll down to system and update, and then dive on into system navigation, and if you scroll to the bottom of this, you'll see swipe animations in beta. Just toggle that on, and then whenever you swipe to go back in a menu, as you'll see, you'll basically swipe away the current menu and see what exactly it is that you're going to be going back to, be it the home screen or a different menu or whatever. It just feels nice and natural and also looks pretty slick. Now, if you find you're in a car or a bus or some sort of moving vehicle and you're feeling a bit nauseous while watching your uncle's spurt, well, that might not be your body's natural response to seeing my face. It might be because you actually suffer from motion sickness. Thankfully, this can be swiftly cured using a fresh new feature in OxygenOS 16. Just dive on into the settings again and then scroll down until you find accessibility and convenience, and then it's one of the top options, motion cues. Give this a wee poke and you'll see a bunch of blue dots appear on the screen. And these will move about the screen as your vehicle accelerates, decelerates, whatever, and somehow tricks your brain into thinking you're not moving, or basically makes you not want to throw up everywhere, which is a massive bonus. Unfortunately, yes, motion cues kind of buried away in settings, and at the moment, at the time I'm reviewing the OnePlus 15, there's no ability to add a shortcut to the control center for it. Simply no sign of it anywhere in there, but that should be rectified in an update soon because it's already available in ColorOS. And I have also found the motion cues itself can be a wee bit buggy here in OxygenOS 16. Certainly at the time I reviewed this smartphone, sometimes the dots don't actually bother to move, which is really helpful. It doesn't help to alleviate the nausea at all. But again, that's probably just early jitters. There'll probably be an update soon that will sort that right out. And also, you might notice in OxygenOS 16, if you start playing some music in a service like Spotify, for instance, swipe it away, you get this wee Apple-style floating turd effect up around the selfie cam at the top of the screen. Got a bit of cover art over to the left side of the floater and a wee animation on the right side to show your audio is playing. If you give that floater a tap, it pops up this media bar. So you can quickly swap tracks, you can change to a different recent album, you can swap which audio device you're streaming to, etc. And if you actually give the cover art a bit of a tap, you'll open up the full app. You've got a few other apps that support this floating turd panel shenanigans as well. So for instance, dive on into clock and go to stopwatch. If we start one of those off and then again flip away, you'll see that appears right up there at the top of the screen. You'll also see we've got wee brackets around it. That's to signify we've got a multi-floater now. So we've got the stopwatch going and we've got the Spotify going too. And if you're busy navigating somewhere, you can get turn-by-turn instructions up at the top there. It pops up whenever you're recording audio as well as streaming it, etc, etc. Now, if you've got one of OnePlus's more recent handsets, including this here, OnePlus 15, well, slap there on the top left edge, you won't have the alert slider anymore. What you'll have instead is the plus key. If you jump on into the settings, you will find a dedicated plus key section in there, which again looks strikingly familiar to anyone who's used an iPhone recently. You can use this to customize exactly what that plus key does. So for instance, you can basically turn it into an alert slider by selecting sound and vibration. And then every time you press and hold in that button, you'll see you'll cycle between ring, vibrate, and silent modes. Alternatively, you can have it activate the do not disturb mode. You can have it fast access the camera. In fact, a specific feature within the camera app, be it recording video, doing a bit of portrait mode action, etc. You also have it activate the torch, start a recording, translate something either via the camera or voice or whatever. And then last up, you can have it just taking a screenshot if you can't be asked with the usual volume down and power button combination, or you can just deactivate it entirely if you think the plus key sucks bollocks. Not a huge range of options. It's a shame it's not more customizable, but I do really like the default setting, which is MindSpace. I find it's particularly useful if you're planning a trip somewhere, you're coming across loads of information that you want to save away for later. Well, just push that plus key in and it will take a screenshot and it will pull all the information out of that screenshot. As you can see there, it's now been added in. All that content has been dragged out and stored away. And as I say, this is particularly handy if you are planning a trip to a city that you've never visited or something. You can store loads of information that you find online, places you want to visit, restaurants you want to go to. Well, my priority, the cheapest local booze you can throw down your throat. And conveniently, this is all linked to Gemini as well. So for instance, you can say, plan me a 3-day itinerary for my trip to Mexico using content at MindSpace. As you can see, it's now connecting to MindSpace to mine that information.
Based on the content I found in your at MindSpace, which focuses heavily on Guanajuato, Mexico, here is a proposed 3-day itinerary for your trip.
So just remember to use the phrase using content at MindSpace, and basically Gemini can use everything you've gathered in there. It can be really, really helpful for planning stuff out. or even just quickly finding any information that you might have stored away if you've taken dozens and dozens of these bloody screenshots to save you from having to flick through them all. I also really like how when MindSpace detects any date information right in there in the content that you've saved, it will then bring up the option to save that to your calendar. As you can see here, new event, download festival, the dates and times and everything. You can add that straight in, save you having to do it manually. Another AI feature in OxygenOS 16 that you might get some use out of is the AI PlayLab, specifically the YumC tool up at the top there. The idea is you take a picture of a menu, even if it's in a foreign language, does not matter, and then it will basically explain to you what each of the items is and even generate a wee AI picture so you've got an idea of what to expect. So for instance, I ended up ordering the Mezcal Juarez, which explained to me exactly what I was going to get, and the photo it generated wasn't actually too far off the real thing. And hey, for any gamers out there, well, the OnePlus 15 should more than satisfy you, that's for sure. But go check out my full review for more on the actual gaming performance and everything. What I'm going to discuss here is the OxygenOS gaming mode, which is a bit of a banger. You can drag this out at any point from the sort of top leftish corner, like so. For a start, you've got 3 different gaming modes you can swap between. Power saving if you're just playing something fairly chill, bit of Wordle or something. Balanced, and then Pro Gamer if you're playing something like Genshin Impact, Wuthering Waves, one of those proper memory guzzlers. You can also choose between standard touch response and ultra touch response if you want super sensitivity, zero lag, etc. Quite handy if you're playing a competitive online game like Call of Duty or PUBG. You can also boost the screen refresh rate, like the OnePlus 15 sports a 165Hz refresh. Keep on scrolling down, you've got even more features packed away in here. You can quickly and easily tweak the screen brightness. You can cancel out notifications, record the action with the screen recording feature. One of the more intriguing new features is quick startups. This is sort of similar to what you get on the likes of the Xbox and the PlayStation. When you exit a game, it will actually keep on running in a sort of low-level scenario in the background. So the next time you start it up, it'll launch straight in. So let's try it with good old Wuthering Waves. So we'll swipe it away and then just piddle about in some other apps for a little while, and then if we go to the Game Assistant app, you'll see Wuthering Waves has a quick startup feature. If we give that a tap, we're straight back in. No hanging around a whole half a minute for it to load up. That's valuable time saved, valuable time I can now spend. Well, let's face it, I'm going to spend it drinking. So yeah, my liver is already crying. And back in settings, if we head to the battery section, you'll see you've got plenty of different features and options to play around with in here, including a variety of different modes. You're in balanced mode by default, but you can drop down to power saving mode if you want to stretch out whatever juice you've got left in the tank. You might have forgotten to charge your phone before buggering off out for a night on the tiles, for instance. Of course, the OnePlus 15 unlikely to be dying on you unexpectedly with its stupidly massive battery, but that might not be the case for older OnePluses. Or alternatively, you might absolutely want to rinse it with a high performance mode. You've also got a super power saving mode if the regular power saving mode isn't good enough for you. And this really cuts it back to the bare bones features. Only allows you to stick a maximum of 6 shortcuts right there on your desktop to prevent you from going crazy and opening up loads of stuff. If you scroll down to the very bottom, you've got some extra bits hidden away down here as well. You can check on your battery health, turn on the likes of smart charging to help prolong your battery health. This is especially handy with the likes of the OnePlus 15, where you've got an enormous capacity battery. Chances are you don't get anywhere close to draining it fully in a single day, so you can max out the charging to about 90%, which will help again to preserve your battery health over time, still give you plenty of juice to get through a full intense day. And of course, the OxygenOS camera app, absolutely packed with great features. If you're a fan of the old motion photos, these are now captured at 4K resolution. And you can actually tinker with the motion photo clip as well. Just tap edit and then go to motion photo. You can export any frame as an individual photo. You can now turn on a slow motion mode as well. Just drag around this wee bar at the bottom below the frames. That little section in the middle, that is the bit that will be slow motion, as you can see there. So you make that as short or as long as you like. It's mostly silly and pointless, but it can be quite good fun for those drunken late night shots, which go a bit askew. If you jump on into the Photos app, you've got all of the usual AI photo editor and shenanigans slapped away in here, of course, including AI Perfect Shot. So say you've got a photo of yourself or a mate where you're gurning a wee bit. It's not exactly a perfect photo, shall we say. Just go to Edit and then AI Editor and then tap AI Perfect Shot. It'll scan your face and look for other photos where you're not looking like quite so much of a Unfortunately, it's a bit cack at the moment. You do get this message quite a lot. No replaceable faces found. So you have to turn on the scanning in the background. It'll then basically continue scanning in the background for a good few minutes to try and find something that resembles you. If you're lucky, it might find some other faces that it can use as alternatives to swap straight in a not at all completely freaky and disconcerting manner. But generally the angle and the shadows and everything have to pretty much match up. So it's worth taking lots of photos in quick succession when you are taking a group shot, and then it can sort of merge them together. But beyond that, don't expect miracles. Anyway, that right there, my lovelies, is just a small selection of some of the best new features tucked away in OxygenOS 16. I do really like it, even though a little bit of bulkiness right now at the OnePlus 15 launch time. Here's hoping some of those issues are sorted out pretty pronto, and that'll just be a gorgeous, seamless bit of UI action. But hey, did I miss out your own favourite features in OxygenOS 16? Definitely clue me in as to what you had slapped in this tips and tricks guide down in the comments below. Please do poke subscribe and ding that notifications bell for more on the latest and greatest tech. Full OnePlus 15 review should be live this week. Have yourselves a ruddy, wonderful rest of the week. Cheers everybody, love you!